silence of your unachieved dreams. It has a sound, doesn't it? A dull ache in the quiet hours, a persistent whisper that asks, "Why not me? Why not yet?" You've seen others rise seemingly effortlessly, while you grapple with an invisible current, pulling you away from the shore you so desperately seek. You've poured in the hours, the sweat perhaps, even the tears. You've followed the blueprints, read the books, listened to the gurus, and still, that resonant chord of true, deep success, the kind that sings to your very soul, remains elusive. Is it a cosmic lottery, a game of chance where only a favored few hold the winning tickets? Is the world inherently unfair, designed to keep you pinned beneath the weight of circumstance? These are the siren songs of surrender, the lullabies of mediocrity. And I tell you now, with every fiber of my being, they are illusions. They are the phantom chains that bind you not from without but from within. The truth, the raw and liberating truth, is that the landscape of your life, the reality you inhabit, is not merely a reflection of external forces. It is in profound and startling ways a mirror of your internal state. The "not yet" that haunts you is not a final verdict, but a lingering question, a challenge posed by the universe directly to the core of your being. And the answer, the simple, almost outrageously simple fix, lies not in changing your stars, but in recalibrating the compass within your own heart, within your own mind. Think of the great sculptor. Does he blame the marble for its initial formlessness? Does he curse the chisel when it meets resistance? No. He sees not the unyielding stone, but the angel imprisoned within. He understands that the art, the masterpiece, is not found but revealed through patient, persistent, and purposeful action, guided by an unwavering vision. You, my friend, are both the sculptor and the marble. The life you desire is the angel waiting to be freed. We stand at the precipice of understanding, you and I. The world spins on, indifferent to our individual plights, unless we command its attention, unless we earn its respect. And that command, that earning, begins with a revolution, not in the streets, but in the silent chambers of your thoughts. It begins with the audacious belief that you are not a passive recipient of fate, but an active architect of destiny. The great industrialists, the Edisons, the Fords, they didn't stumble upon their empires. They weren't merely lucky. Edison, facing thousands of failed filaments, didn't see a mountain of defeat. He saw thousands of ways not to make a light bulb, each one a stepping stone, a lesson, etched in the hard stone of experience. He understood that the light he sought to bring to the world had to first ignite within his own unwavering spirit. His laboratory wasn't just a place of wires and chemicals. It was a crucible for his own resolve, a testament to the power of a mind that refused to be dimmed. This isn't about some mystical incantation or a wish whispered into the wind. This is about the fundamental mechanics of human achievement, the timeless principles that have governed success since the dawn of ambition. It's about understanding that your mind is a garden. What you plant, you will harvest. If you sow seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation, can you truly be surprised by a barren yield? But if you cultivate thoughts of courage, of possibility, of unwavering self-belief, then the fruits of your labor will be rich and abundant. The simple fix isn't a shortcut, it's a profound shift. It's the decision to stop being a spectator in your own life, and to step onto the field ready to play, ready to learn, ready to conquer the only opponent that truly matters, the one that resides within. It's about recognizing that the power to change your circumstances is inextricably linked to your willingness to change yourself. The whispers of "not yet" can be transformed. They can become the drumbeat of anticipation, the rhythm of your approach. The frustration you feel can be transmuted into fuel, the fire that propels you forward when the path is dark and the climb is steep. But it requires a conscious choice, a a deliberate turning away from the comfortable narratives of blame and helplessness, and a courageous step into the illuminating light of self-responsibility. This is where your power lies. This is where your transformation begins. It's not out there in the world's applause or condemnation. It's in here. In the quiet, resolute commitment to become the person capable of achieving the success you so richly deserve. The world doesn't owe you success. You owe it to yourself to unlock it. And the key, it's been in your possession all along, disguised as your own magnificent, malleable mind. This isn't just a pep talk. This is a call to awaken the dormant giant within you. The one that knows deep down that you are meant for more than you have settled for. The one that understands that the greatest barriers are not external but internal. Let us together dismantle these barriers, thought by thought, belief by belief. Let us clear the path for the inevitable triumph that awaits a mind aligned with its highest purpose and its deepest potential. The journey is not easy, but the destination. The realization of your truest self is worth every arduous step. The first step is the most crucial, the unwavering decision that your not yet is about to become your right now. Consider the mighty oak. Does it spring forth in its full majesty overnight? Or does it begin as a humble acorn buried in the darkness, seemingly insignificant? Yet, within that tiny seed lies the blueprint for a colossal being, a testament to nature's unwavering design. That acorn doesn't question its potential. It doesn't compare itself to the towering trees around it and despair. It simply focuses its entire energy on the process of becoming. It pushes against the soil, reaches for the unseen light, and draws sustenance from the very earth that seeks to contain it. Your potential is no different. It is there encoded within you, waiting for the right conditions, the right mindset to break free from the confines of your self-imposed limitations. The simple fix begins with nurturing that seed of potential with the potent fertilizer of belief. Not a fleeting fair-weather belief, but a deep, abiding conviction in your inherent worth and your capacity to achieve. It's about silencing the inner critic, that insidious voice that magnifies your flaws and minimizes your strengths. That voice is a liar, a saboteur dressed in the guise of realism. True realism is acknowledging the challenges, yes, but also acknowledging the immense, often untapped power that resides within you to overcome them. Napoleon Hill, in his tireless research into the lives of the world's most successful individuals, found one common denominator that transcended industry background or education, an unshakable belief in their vision, often in the face of overwhelming skepticism and adversity. They didn't wait for permission to succeed. They didn't wait for conditions to be perfect. They cultivated a mental atmosphere where success was not just a possibility, but an inevitability. They understood that the mind conditioned by unwavering faith becomes a magnet, attracting the resources, the opportunities, and the people necessary to bring their visions to fruition. This is not about arrogance or delusion. This is about a profound self-trust, built brick by brick, with every small win, every overcome obstacle, every moment you choose courage over comfort. It's about understanding that your thoughts are not idle wanderers. They are powerful directives shaping your perception, influencing your emotions, and ultimately dictating your actions. If your thoughts are consistently colored by doubt and fear, your actions will be tentative, hesitant, and ultimately ineffective. But if your thoughts are imbued with confidence and determination, your actions will be bold, decisive, and powerful. The world outside is a reflection of the world within. If you see lack, it's often because you are focusing on what's missing, rather than on the abundance that already surrounds you and the abundance you are capable of creating. If you feel stuck, it's often because your mental gears are locked in a pattern of limitation. The simple fix involves taking conscious control of this inner landscape. It means becoming the gatekeeper of your mind, diligently choosing what thoughts you allow to take root and flourish. This requires awareness. Start listening to your internal dialogue. What are the recurring themes? Are they empowering or disempowering? Are they aligned with the success you desire, or are they subtly sabotaging your efforts? You cannot change what you do not acknowledge. The moment you bring these unconscious patterns into the light of awareness, you reclaim your power over them. You can choose to challenge the negative thoughts to question their validity, and to consciously replace them with thoughts that affirm your potential and your purpose. Think of it as upgrading the software of your mind. Outdated programs filled with bugs of self-doubt and fear will inevitably lead to system crashes. You must intentionally install new programs of resilience, of optimism, of unwavering self-belief. This is not a one-time fix, but an ongoing process of mental cultivation. Just as a garden requires constant weeding and watering, so too does your mind require consistent, conscious effort to maintain a state conducive to growth and success. The beauty of this is that you are the programmer. You hold the code. You have the power to rewrite the script of your inner world, and in doing so to transform the reality of your outer world. The journey from not yet to I am is paved with the deliberate, persistent transformation of your own magnificent mind. The tapestry of your life is woven with the threads of your beliefs. If you believe deep in your core that you are unworthy of success, or that it is reserved for others, more talented, more connected, more fortunate, then your actions will unconsciously conspire to make that belief a reality. You will shy away from opportunities, you will misinterpret setbacks as confirmation of your inadequacy, and you will find yourself caught in a self-perpetuating cycle of limitation. This is not your destiny. It is a choice, however unconscious, a pattern that can be broken. The simple fix demands that you confront these limiting beliefs head-on. Where did they come from? Were they inherited, absorbed from your environment, or born from past disappointments? Understand that a belief is merely a thought you have kept thinking, a neural pathway that has become well-trodden. But just as old paths can become overgrown, and new paths can be forged, so too can old beliefs be dismantled, and new empowering beliefs be instilled. This is where the power of clarity enters the equation. You cannot hit a target you cannot see. What does success truly mean to you? Not the world's definition, not your parents' or peers' definition, but your definition. Is it financial abundance? Is it making a meaningful impact? Is it creative fulfillment? Is it freedom and autonomy? Without a crystal clear vision of what you are striving for, your efforts will be scattered, your energy diffused. Your mind needs a focal point, a beacon to navigate by. Take the time, the sacred time, to define your success with vivid detail. Imagine it, feel it. What does it look like, sound like, taste like? Who are you when you have achieved it? What kind of person have you become? The more clear and compelling your vision, the more powerful its magnetic pull. This vision becomes the North Star for your subconscious mind, guiding your thoughts, your decisions, and your actions, even when you are not consciously aware of it. Walt Disney faced bankruptcy and ridicule. His vision of a magical kingdom of feature-length animated films was dismissed as folly by so-called realists. But Disney's vision was not a fleeting fancy. It was an obsession, a burning fire in his soul. He saw it with such clarity, felt it with such intensity, that he was able to inspire others to see it too, to invest in it, to help build it, despite all outward appearances of impossibility. His belief was not blind, it was vision-led. He wasn't just wishing for success. He was meticulously, passionately, and relentlessly working towards a future he had already vividly constructed in his mind. This is the power you hold, the power to dream with such clarity and conviction that your dreams begin to take on a tangible reality. But clarity alone is not enough. It must be coupled with an unwavering purpose. Why do you want this success? What is the driving force behind your ambition? Is it purely for personal gain, or is there a deeper, more meaningful reason? Purpose is the fuel that will keep you going when the initial excitement fades, when obstacles arise, when the journey becomes arduous. A purpose larger than yourself, a desire to contribute, to serve, to make a difference, infuses your efforts with a profound sense of meaning and resilience. When your why is strong enough, you will always find the how. Think of Abraham Lincoln guiding a fractured nation through its darkest hour. His purpose was not personal glory, but the preservation of the Union, the upholding of ideals greater than himself. This profound sense of purpose gave him the strength to endure unimaginable pressure, criticism, and loss. It was the bedrock of his unwavering resolve. Your purpose doesn't need to be as monumental as Lincoln's to be powerful. It simply needs to be authentic to you. It could be providing a better life for your family, expressing your unique talents, solving a problem that irks you, or bringing joy and inspiration to others. Find that resonant why, that deep-seated reason that stirs your soul, and you will unlock a wellspring of motivation that is virtually inexhaustible. This is the alchemy of achievement, a clear vision fueled by a compelling purpose grounded in unwavering belief. This isn't about simply thinking positive. It's about cultivating a mental and emotional state that is so powerfully aligned with your desired outcome that the universe has no choice but to conspire in your favor. It's about becoming a vibrational match for the success you seek. The simple fix you see is an inside job. It's about mastering the inner game so that the outer game becomes not a struggle, but a triumphant expression of your true potential. And it all begins with the courage to look within, to redefine your beliefs, to clarify your vision, and to ignite your purpose. The power is not out there. It has been and always will be within you. Now, let us speak of the bridge between that inner world of vision and purpose and the outer world of tangible results. That bridge is forged from the steel of discipline and the relentless motion of action. For even the most luminous vision, the most profound purpose will remain but a beautiful dream if it is not anchored to the earth through consistent, focused effort. The universe rewards action, not intention alone. Discipline. The word itself can conjure images of rigid restriction, of joyless obligation. But I invite you to reframe it. Discipline is not the enemy of freedom. It is the pathway to it. It is the conscious, deliberate choice to align your daily habits with your highest aspirations. It is the ability to say no to fleeting distractions and yes to the often unglamorous incremental steps that pave the road to mastery. It is self-love in action, for it is the commitment to do what is necessary to bring your best self into being. Think of the master musician. Her breathtaking performance is not the result of a sudden visitation of genius. It is the culmination of thousands of hours of disciplined practice of scales, repeated until they become an extension of her soul, of passages reworked until every note sings with precision and passion. Her discipline is not a cage, but the key that unlocks her extraordinary talent, allowing her to express the music that burns within her. The simple fix for a lack of success often lies in the courageous embrace of this kind of discipline. It's about identifying the critical few actions that will yield the greatest results, and then committing to performing them consistently, day in and day out, whether you feel like it or not. Motivation is a fickle friend. It comes and goes. Discipline is the steadfast companion that shows up even when motivation is nowhere to be found. And how do we cultivate this discipline? It begins with small, manageable commitments. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. That is a recipe for overwhelm and failure. Instead, identify one key habit, one small act that, if performed consistently, will move you closer to your vision. Perhaps it's dedicating 1 hour each morning to your most important project before the demands of the day encroach. Perhaps it's making those sales calls you've been avoiding or practicing that skill you need to develop. Start small, build momentum, and let each small victory fuel your resolve. James Clear, in his transformative work, Atomic Habits, illuminates this very principle. Tiny changes yield remarkable results. It's not about Herculean efforts made sporadically. It's about the compound effect of small, consistent actions. Each disciplined choice, no matter how insignificant it may seem in the moment, is a vote cast for the person you wish to become. And as these votes accumulate, your identity begins to shift. You are no longer someone who wishes for success. You are someone who embodies the habits of success. But discipline without action is merely theory. You must then translate that inner resolve into outward motion. Action is the great clarifier. It's in the doing that we learn, that we adapt, that we discover what works and what doesn't. You can strategize, plan, and visualize indefinitely. But until you take that first step, and then the next, and then the next, your dreams will remain suspended in the realm of potential. Fear will inevitably arise as you stand on the precipice of action. The fear of failure, the fear of judgment, the fear of the unknown. This is normal, this is human. But the successful do not wait for fear to vanish before they act. They act in spite of the fear. They understand that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to move forward even when fear is present. As Dale Carnegie himself so wisely taught, inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer fear, do not sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. Consider the Wright brothers. They faced widespread ridicule and countless setbacks in their quest to achieve powered flight. Experts of the day declared it impossible. Yet they did not retreat into theorizing. They built, they tested, they crashed, they learned, and they rebuilt. Each attempt, each failure was not a deterrent, but a vital piece of data, a lesson learned through the crucible of action. Their relentless experimentation, their unwavering commitment to doing, is what ultimately lifted them and humanity into the skies. The simple fix often involves simply starting, taking that imperfect first step. Perfectionism is the enemy of progress. Do not wait for the perfect plan, the perfect conditions, the perfect moment. That moment may never arrive. The act of starting, however flawed, creates momentum. It opens doors. It reveals opportunities that were invisible from a stationary position. And as you act, be prepared to adjust. The path to success is rarely a straight line. There will be detours, obstacles, unexpected challenges. This is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. It is simply the nature of any worthwhile endeavor. The key is to remain flexible, to learn from your mistakes, and to adapt your approach as needed. This is where resilience, another crucial facet of the successful mindset, comes into play. But it all begins with that initial courageous leap into action. So I ask you, what is one action, however small, that you can take today, right now, to move closer to your vision? Don't overthink it. Don't allow paralysis by analysis to hold you captive. Identify it, and then with the conviction of your clarified purpose and the strength of your cultivated discipline, do it. The world is waiting for the unique contribution that only you can make. But it cannot receive it until you offer it. The bridge of discipline and action is yours to build one deliberate step, one courageous act at a time. The power to transform your not yet into a resounding I am achieving is ignited the moment you choose to move. As you traverse this path of disciplined action, as you build momentum and begin to see the fruits of your focused efforts, another essential element must be woven into the fabric of your journey: gratitude. It may seem counterintuitive to focus on thankfulness when you are striving for more, when your not yet still echoes. But gratitude is not merely a passive appreciation for what you already possess. It is a powerful catalyst for attracting even greater abundance and joy into your life. Gratitude shifts your perspective. When you consciously look for things to be thankful for, the small victories, the lessons learned from setbacks, the support of loved ones, the very air you breathe, you train your mind to focus on the positive, on the presence of good in your life. This positive mental state is incredibly magnetic, attracts like. A mind attuned to gratitude is more open to recognizing opportunities, more resilient in the face of challenges, and more attractive to positive people and circumstances. Think of it as tuning your energetic frequency. If you are constantly dwelling on lack, on what's missing, on the injustices you've faced, you are broadcasting a frequency of scarcity. And what does the universe reflect back to you? More scarcity. But when you cultivate a genuine state of gratitude, you begin to resonate with the frequency of abundance. You start to notice the richness that already surrounds you, and in doing so you create space for even more blessings to flow in. This isn't about denying the difficulties or pretending that everything is perfect. It's about acknowledging the good that coexists with the challenges. It's about finding the silver lining, however faint, in every cloud. It's a choice to focus your energy on what lifts you rather than what weighs you down. Oprah Winfrey, a woman who rose from profound adversity to become one of the most influential figures in the world, consistently speaks about the transformative power of gratitude. She has famously kept a gratitude journal for years, a daily practice of acknowledging the good in her life. This simple act, she attests, has been a cornerstone of her well-being and her extraordinary success. It's a practice that keeps her grounded, centered, and open to the continuous flow of abundance. The simple fix for a life that feels perpetually stuck in not yet can be profoundly accelerated by the conscious cultivation of gratitude. Start your day by listing 3 things you are grateful for. End your day by reflecting on the positive moments, however small. When you face a setback, actively look for the lesson, the opportunity for growth, and be grateful for that wisdom gained. This practice doesn't change your circumstances overnight, but it fundamentally changes you. And as you change, as your predominant emotional state shifts towards appreciation and positivity, your circumstances will inevitably begin to reflect that inner transformation. Gratitude also deepens your connection to others. When you express genuine appreciation to those who help you, support you, or simply cross your path, you strengthen those relationships. You create a virtuous cycle of goodwill. As Dale Carnegie emphasized throughout his work, the ability to make others feel appreciated and important is a cornerstone of successful human relations, which in turn is a cornerstone of a successful life. People are drawn to those who radiate positivity and appreciation. Opportunities often come through people. Therefore, a grateful heart can become one of your most powerful assets. Moreover, gratitude fosters humility. It reminds you that your successes are rarely achieved in isolation. There are always seen and unseen forces, people, and circumstances that contribute to your progress. Acknowledging this keeps ego in check and fosters a spirit of collaboration and openness to learning. It prevents the arrogance that can often precede a fall. So, as you diligently apply discipline and take courageous action, do so with a heart full of thanks. Be grateful for the opportunity to strive, for the strength to persevere, for the lessons that shape you, and for the vision that pulls you forward. Let gratitude be the soundtrack to your journey, the gentle hum beneath the surface of your efforts. It will not only make the journey more joyful, but it will also magnetize the success you seek, drawing it towards you with an irresistible force. The simple fix involves not just what you do, but the spirit in which you do it. And a spirit infused with gratitude is a spirit primed for triumph. This subtle shift in your inner world, this deliberate cultivation of thankfulness, can unlock doors you never even knew existed, transforming your "not yet" into a cascade of "it is here." Now, let us acknowledge a truth that underpins all sustained success: the inevitability of change, and the paramount importance of adaptability. The world is not a static stage upon which your perfectly crafted plans will unfold without a hitch. It is a dynamic, ever-evolving environment. Markets shift, technologies disrupt, circumstances alter, and the winds of fortune can change direction with startling speed. The individual who is rigidly attached to a single plan, a single way of doing things, is brittle. They risk shattering when the unexpected occurs. But the individual who cultivates adaptability, who learns to bend like the reed in the wind, not only survives, but often thrives amidst change. The simple fix for overcoming the stagnation of "not yet" involves embracing change not as a threat, but as an opportunity. It's about developing the mental flexibility to pivot, to adjust your sails when the wind shifts without losing sight of your ultimate destination. This is where resilience, which we touched upon earlier, truly comes into its own. Not just bouncing back from adversity, but adapting and evolving because of it. Consider the story of an entrepreneur like Jeff Bezos. Amazon did not begin as the all-encompassing global marketplace it is today. It started as an online bookstore. But Bezos and his team were relentlessly focused on the customer and willing to adapt, to experiment, to venture into new territories. Cloud computing, streaming services, smart devices, often in the face of skepticism. Their ability to anticipate and adapt to the changing technological and consumer landscape was a key ingredient in their phenomenal growth. They understood that clinging to past successes or outdated models in a rapidly changing world is a surefire path to obsolescence. Adaptability requires a mindset of continuous learning. You must be willing to unlearn what is no longer effective and to embrace new knowledge, new skills, new perspectives. The world is a relentless teacher, and its lessons often come disguised as challenges or failures. The adaptable individual sees these not as defeats, but as feedback, valuable information that can be used to refine their approach, to innovate, and to grow stronger. This is where the ego can be a significant impediment. If your identity is too tightly interwoven with being right with a specific method or idea, then you will resist evidence that suggests a need for change. True strength lies not in unwavering adherence to a fixed plan, but in unwavering commitment to a vision coupled with the flexibility to alter the plan as circumstances demand. Henry Ford famously revolutionized manufacturing with the assembly line. But imagine if he had stubbornly refused to adapt his processes as new technologies and engineering insights emerged. Ford Motor Company would likely not have survived, let alone thrived, for over a century. The spirit of innovation that launched the company had to be matched by a spirit of continuous adaptation. So, how do you cultivate this vital trait of adaptability? First, by actively seeking out new information and diverse perspectives. Read widely. Talk to people who think differently than you do. Expose yourself to new ideas, even if they initially make you uncomfortable. This broadens your mental toolkit and makes you less susceptible to being blindsided by change. Second practice, embracing uncertainty. We live in an inherently unpredictable world. The desire for absolute certainty is a recipe for anxiety and paralysis. Instead, cultivate a comfort with the unknown. See it as a space of possibility where new and unexpected opportunities can emerge. This doesn't mean being reckless. It means being prepared to navigate ambiguity with courage and resourcefulness. Third, learn from your mistakes quickly and dispassionately. A mistake is only a failure if you fail to learn from it. Adopt a growth mindset, as termed by psychologist Carol Dweck. The belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. This mindset allows you to, see setbacks not as indictments of your worth, but as stepping stones on the path to mastery. The simple fix for breaking out of a rut often involves deliberately shaking things up, trying new approaches, and being willing to step outside your comfort zone. If what you've been doing isn't yielding the results you desire, then it's a clear signal that it's time to adapt to try something different. Don't let the fear of failure or the comfort of the familiar keep you tethered to an ineffective strategy. Your vision, your purpose, these are your anchors. But your methods, your tactics, these must be fluid, responsive to the ever-changing currents of the world. The tree that stands rigid against the storm is uprooted. The tree that bends, that sways, that adapts its form to the force of the wind remains, standing its roots, growing even deeper. Be that adaptable tree. Embrace change as the very essence of growth. Let your journey from not yet to I am be characterized by a graceful dance with the unfolding realities of your life, always learning, always adjusting, always moving closer to the magnificent realization of your fullest potential. This flexibility, this willingness to evolve is not a sign of weakness, but the hallmark of enduring strength and a critical component of lasting success. And as we speak of learning and adaptation, let us delve deeper into the profound, lifelong commitment to growth that underpins every significant achievement. The moment you believe you know it all, the moment you close yourself off to new knowledge and fresh insights, is the moment stagnation begins to set in. The simple fix for a life that feels unfulfilled is often reignited by the spark of curiosity, by the humble admission that there is always more to learn, always room to improve. The most successful individuals, regardless of their field, are perpetual students. They possess an insatiable hunger for knowledge, a relentless desire to understand more, to become more. They don't see learning as a phase of life confined to formal education. They see it as an integral part of living a rich, meaningful, and impactful existence. Think of Leonardo da Vinci, a man whose curiosity knew no bounds. He was not just a painter, but an inventor, a scientist, an engineer, an anatomist. His notebooks are filled with sketches, observations, questions, a testament to a mind that was constantly exploring, constantly seeking to unravel the mysteries of the world around him. His genius was not a static gift, but a dynamic process, fueled by an unquenchable thirst for learning. This is the spirit we must emulate. In today's rapidly evolving world, the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn is not just an advantage. It is a necessity. Skills that are valuable today may be obsolete tomorrow. Industries that are thriving now may be disrupted in the near future. The only constant is change, and the only way to navigate this change successfully is to commit to being a lifelong learner. This doesn't necessarily mean enrolling in formal courses or pursuing advanced degrees, though those can be valuable. It means cultivating a mindset of active inquiry in your daily life. Ask questions, seek out mentors, read books and articles that challenge your assumptions, listen to podcasts that expand your horizons. Be open to feedback even when it's critical, for it often contains the seeds of your greatest growth. Dale Carnegie himself was a master student of human nature. His seminal work, How to Win Friends and Influence People, was not born from abstract theory, but from meticulous observation, from trial and error, from a deep and abiding interest in understanding what makes people tick. He was constantly learning from his interactions, refining his principles, and seeking better ways to connect with and inspire others. His success was built on a foundation of continuous learning and a willingness to share that knowledge. The simple fix for feeling stuck often involves identifying what you need to learn next to overcome your current obstacles or to seize your next opportunity. Is there a new skill that would make you more valuable in your career? Is there a piece of knowledge that would help you solve a pressing problem? Is there a personal habit you need to develop to become more effective? Approach these learning opportunities not as chores, but as exciting adventures, as pathways to unlocking new levels of competence and confidence. Embrace mistakes as part of the learning process. Thomas Edison, whom we mentioned earlier, famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Each failure was for him a learning experience, bringing him one step closer to his goal. If you are afraid to make mistakes, you are afraid to learn. Create a safe space for yourself to experiment, to try new things, and to inevitably stumble along the way. It is in these stumbles that the most profound lessons are often learned. Furthermore, teach what you learn. The act of explaining a concept to someone else is one of the most effective ways to solidify your own understanding. It forces you to clarify your thoughts, to organize your knowledge, and to see the subject from different perspectives. Sharing your knowledge also enriches the lives of others, creating a positive ripple effect. The journey from not yet to I am is a journey of continuous growth. It's about recognizing that your potential is not a fixed quantity, but an ever-expanding horizon. Each new skill you acquire, each new insight you gain, each limiting belief you shed, expands that horizon, revealing new possibilities and new heights to aspire to. Do not let your current circumstances define your capacity for growth. Whether you are just starting out or have already achieved a measure of success, there is always more to learn. Always new ways to refine your craft. Always opportunities to become a better version of yourself. Cultivate that student's mind. Humble, curious, and ever eager to absorb the wisdom that life and experience have to offer. This commitment to lifelong learning is not just a strategy for success. It is the very essence of a life lived fully, a life that never ceases to unfold in richness and wonder. It is the vibrant, dynamic engine that will propel you beyond your not yet and into the ever-expanding realm of what you can become. And so we arrive at the culmination of this journey at the heart of the simple fix. It is not a single magic bullet, but a symphony of interconnected principles, a holistic transformation that begins within and ripples outward to reshape your reality. It is the profound understanding that the success you seek, the life you dream of, is not a distant shore to be reached by chance, but a direct consequence of the person you choose to become. The not yet that has perhaps shadowed your aspirations is not a judgment, but an invitation to awaken to your own inherent power, to take conscious control of your inner world so that you may master your outer world. It's an invitation to cultivate a mindset of unwavering belief, crystal clarity of vision, and a deep, resonant purpose. It's a call to embrace the stalwart companionship of discipline and the courageous imperative of action. It's a reminder to infuse your journey with the transformative balm of gratitude, to dance with change through the grace of adaptability, and to commit to the ever-unfolding adventure of lifelong learning. These are not merely concepts to be intellectually understood. They are principles to be lived, to be embodied, to be woven into the very fabric of your daily existence. The simple fix is simple in its essence, because it points directly to you, to your capacity for choice, for growth, for resilience. It is you who holds the brush to paint the masterpiece of your life. It is you who conducts the orchestra of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, untamed wilderness. This wilderness is your potential. For too long, perhaps you have stood at its edge, daunted by its expanse, uncertain of the path. But now you are equipped. Your mind is your compass. Your belief is your map. Your purpose is your North Star. Your discipline and action are the sturdy boots that will carry you forward. Your gratitude is the nourishment for the journey. Your adaptability is your skill to navigate any terrain. And your commitment to learning is your ability to read the signs, to understand the landscape, and to grow with every step. The path will not always be easy. There will be mountains to climb, rivers to cross, storms to weather. There will be moments of doubt, moments of fatigue, moments when the old whispers of "not yet" try to creep back in. In those moments, remember the truth you now hold. Remember the power that resides within you. Remember that every giant of industry, every luminary of art, every leader who has shaped history faced their own wilderness, their own doubts, their own "not yet." What distinguished them was not the absence of challenge, but the unwavering conviction that they were greater than any challenge. This is your time. The world is hungry for your unique talents, for your unique contribution. Do not let the fear of imperfection hold you back. Do not wait for external validation. The only permission you need is your own. Grant it to yourself freely and fully. Step into your power. Embrace the journey. The success you envision is not just possible. It is your birthright waiting for you to claim it through the deliberate and joyful cultivation of your own magnificent potential. Let the echo of "not yet" fade, replaced by the resonant anthem of "I am." I am capable. I am worthy. I am resilient. I am growing. I am acting. I am succeeding. This is not mere affirmation. This is the declaration of a transformed being, an architect of destiny, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit to rise, to achieve, and to inspire. The simple fix was never about changing the world around you first. It was always about changing the world within you. And as you do that with courage and conviction, the world around you will inevitably, joyously transform in response. Your masterpiece awaits. Begin.